Okay, welcome back home. We are gonna hit the We're Not Really Strangers self-love question box today and see what we've got going on. I've got a friend with me. This is Pickles. He insisted on joining today. So, I said, why not? The back says, you deserve healthy love from yourself too. I love that. Oh my God. Ooh. This card says final card. I want to make sure I save that for another time. So these levels say, level 1 is past, level 2 is present, level 3 is future. What do I want to hit? Past, present, future. Scary. All are kind of scary. Okay, well, let's just start with the past. Level 1. Pickles. You want to talk about your past? Okay. Okay. Do you want to pick one out for me? Is any one of them speaking to you? No? Okay. Thank you for your help. This one's speaking to me. Okay. Self-love, baby. We all could use it. Okay. Ooh, what was your first insecurity? I remember vividly. I was in 4th grade, maybe, probably 4th or 5th grade. And I remember our whole class was going to the library and we were standing in line to get into the library. So the teacher was doing a head count. And there was this girl that was notoriously, like, she was so pretty and she was so popular and she was so mean. And I was so scared of her. And she was the type of mean girl where, like, she was very nice to your face, but you couldn't, like, she would say comments sometimes where you're like, are you talking shit? Like, you were like, I feel like that was like a backhanded compliment. So I was so scared of her. I was not friends with her. We did not interact. So I will never forget, we were standing in line to go into the library and she comes up to me and she was like, hey, Tori. And I was like, hi. Thinking like, oh my God, like, she's talking to me. Like, are we about to be friends? What's happening right now? And she was like, you really should wear a bra. And I wasn't wearing bras yet. I was in like 4th grade. I don't know if that's like late or if that's normal. I have no idea. She says to me with like this very like sweet smile, like, you really should wear a bra. And it was the first time that I felt like insecure. Like, you know, I remember feeling so hot, like my face was definitely flushed and I was so embarrassed and I felt like I had done something wrong. And I just remember that moment of being like suddenly for the first time, like uncomfortable with my body. Like I had done something wrong. And I remember getting home that day from school and telling my mom, you know, we need to go to Target. We need to get bras. I have to wear bras. I don't know if I even told her that a girl, like a mean girl, had said something to me. I really don't remember. But I do remember saying, like, we have to go to Target. We have to get bras. So yeah, that was like definitely my first insecurity. But then, I mean, obviously, like, people are just mean, especially in elementary school and middle school. Like, I was in 8th grade. 8th grade was a rough year. 8th grade will probably be its own episode for another time. It was a rough year. And that year, like, my first love we broke up, and he was super upset that I started talking to a new boy. He was really jealous. It was not okay that I was talking to this new boy. And so I remember walking to my next class, and my ex-boyfriend and his friend like yelled across the breezeway or whatever, "Thunder thighs!" Because I've always had big quads. I just always have. I played softball at a super young age, and they loved putting me as catcher. Like little league softball, just me squatting down, no idea what I'm doing. So, and then I was in track and field in middle school, like club track and field, and I was only a sprinter, so I was doing 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter max. And so the quads started early, and never thought twice about my thighs, about my legs. And this person that I loved, I mean, first love, you're 13, what do you actually know about any of that? But again, like we had a very tumultuous relationship. We leaned on each other heavily because both of our home lives at that time were super, super unhealthy and toxic, and we didn't want to be home. We did not have good relationships with our parents at the time, both of us. And so we were each other's, like codependency, and we were both struggling a lot in a lot of different ways and really leaned on each other. So this person that I had been through all of this difficult stuff with my family at home had now, the relationship ends, and he is now turning on me, calling me names, making me feel so horrible about myself and so insecure. And yeah, that was a rough time. So it was definitely my boobs at first, just that I would needed to wear a bra. Meanwhile, nowadays, if I'm not at work or at the gym, I'm not wearing a bra. I avoid it at all costs nowadays. So it's just funny how something, when you're young like that, it just completely rocks you, and it just makes you feel so ashamed. I was so ashamed of myself for what? Wherever that girl is, I actually know exactly where she is thanks to social media, but whatever she's doing, I hope that she's nicer now. I really don't know for sure, but yeah, that was definitely a tough time. School's tough. I couldn't imagine now having social media as a factor on top of that. I literally could not imagine. I am so grateful that we didn't have, when I was in, I think 7th or 8th grade, that's when MySpace became a thing. I'm really aging myself, but 7th, 8th grade, MySpace was poppin', and it was so fun. It really didn't have, the whole pressure of a social media presence wasn't a thing quite yet. You just were making cool layouts for your page, choosing a cool song for your profile page. Definitely moved my top 8 around for sure. And yeah, it was so fun to get home from school, walk home from the bus stop and see all your friend requests and your messages and things. But it didn't have the same I don't know, I definitely don't think we had the same dopamine dependency that we all do now on social media notifications. But I couldn't imagine being in 4th grade and dealing with mean girls, or in 8th grade and dealing with mean boys, and then you can't ever really escape it. With social media, you can't ever escape it. I truly could not imagine. At least, if I was dealing with mean people at school, I could just go home. I'm just here by myself. I don't have to deal with mean people, or I can choose to be with my friends and no one's being mean to me. So I just really feel for kids that have grown up with social media bullying, social media pressure, things like that. I was fortunate to have not really endured a lot of bullying. I definitely in 8th grade had a rough go with people who kind of like outcasted me, but that is a whole another story for another time. That one's a doozy. 8th grade was seriously a doozy. Like, I really try to like not live with any regrets. I just don't think there's any benefit in going around and having regrets for things that you did or didn't do in the past, because you can't do anything about it now. You can try to make things right. And I think that starts with just being honest with yourself of like, yeah, that thing that I did was really stupid, or that thing that I didn't do, maybe I really missed an opportunity there. But like, cool, on to the next. But yeah, 8th grade was a tough time at home. You're also hormonal as shit, you know, and you're just going through so many changes and you're like, what is happening? And yeah, that was my rebellious phase. I guess I've had multiple rebellious phases, but that was the first and the biggest for sure. And I went to a small school and the faculty just didn't know what to do with me. So so it was a really weird experience. I kind of felt like outcasted in the whole school. My like core group of girls that I'm still friends with to this day, they never really like completely outcasted me. There was like maybe one day where they were like, everyone's mad at you and all the teachers are mad at you and you're in detention every day and like we don't know what. Like I feel like there was like one day where they like didn't speak to me, probably because like maybe their moms told them not to. But the core, my 3 girls, shout out, they were always there. So yeah, but it was really weird to like, it wasn't even like bullying. It was just like nobody talked to me. Like I didn't have any friends for a little bit. I just lived in the principal's office. Like literally, I would get off the school bus on the way to school in the morning, get off the school bus and be escorted to the principal's office, and would stay there for either the half day or the whole day, depending. Like I was so troubled and I was causing so much trouble that like the faculty did not know what to do with me. God bless them. Just because I had those insecurities then, I mean, I wouldn't even say they're necessarily like resolved. Like sometimes I'm still insecure about the size of my quads. Granted, I train them now, so they ain't gonna get any smaller. So it kind of is what it is. But I mean, I have so many insecurities. It's probably too many, but I have so many. And so I just try to like, just accept it, you know? I think it's a lot easier said than done to just be like, just love yourself. It's like, well, sometimes it's really hard to do that. Sometimes I look in the mirror and like my eyes gravitate to the same place on my body every day, every time I look in the mirror. And that gets very mentally exhausting when your eyes just look at the same place and you're like, fuck. And, you know, and then other times I'm like, I feel so good about myself. I feel cute today. If I'm like getting ready to like go out to dinner with my friends, I turn my whole room into an absolute tornado of clothes everywhere. I don't like any outfit on me. I definitely have that complete breakdown of like, I have nothing to wear. I have no style. I need a stylist. I don't even want to go anymore. I don't feel comfortable in anything. I need to just burn all my clothes and start over, but I don't even know where to start. So, yeah. So the insecurities are real, bro. They're real. They're here. They are staying. I think it's more a matter of just, again, just acknowledging that they're there, and then just being like, how do I like welcome those to the table as well? You know, like I like to picture like if I'm like having dinner with myself and all my different feelings, my good days, my bad days, things I like about myself, the things I don't, the insecurities, the proud moments. If I'm having dinner with all of these entities, I feel like the insecurities still need to be welcomed at the table because they're a part of you. And instead of being like, no, you're bad, you're not welcome here because you're a bad thing, like I just try to think of it more as like, I mean, you're just a part of me. Like, you're also welcome here. I think it feels better and easier to manage my insecurities when I'm like, they're just a part of me. Like, welcome. You can sit here. You know? I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm just speaking what's happening in my brain right now. It probably doesn't make any sense. But ultimately, yeah, I have a lot of insecurities, riddled with them all the time. But, like, I'm insecure right now. But who cares? Welcome to the table. I really hope that if I were able to, like, have some insider information, like, to know whether or not I've ever made somebody feel secure. I definitely have never intentionally tried to make somebody feel insecure. But I just really hope that if I had the ability to know if I've ever made somebody feel insecure, that I've never done that. I really pray that that has never happened, because I really, as I've said in a previous episode, I really get so much joy from lifting people up and making them feel good about themselves. So, I don't know. I couldn't imagine, like, not that I think either of the people that made me feel bad have ever, like, sat and thought back of, like, man, I was kind of mean. I don't know if mean people, like, ever have that. I mean, I'm sure some do, but I don't think either of those people that I'm thinking of have ever, like, sat back and thought to themselves, wow, I was, like, really not nice to Torr for really no reason. I shouldn't have done that. Like, I mean, I doubt it, but that's okay. I would just hate to know that I've, like, caused someone pain or insecurity in that way. I really try to make people feel good about themselves. I should probably put a little bit more of that effort into making me feel good about myself. Work in progress. But anyway, insecurities are real. I wish they weren't a thing, but that's the society we live in. First insecurity was my boobs. I don't really mind them now. They're fine. Oh my gosh, I'm shedding like a maniac though. Insane. So yeah, should we do another question? What time is it? I have work today. I have to leave for work in like 20 minutes, so this isn't paying the bills yet, so I still gotta, you know, I gotta hustle. I gotta go to work. I do really like my job. I have a couple jobs, but the one I'm going to tonight, I like it. It's fun. Easier days than others. I work in a restaurant, okay? If you know, you know. Let's pull one more so I can yap a little bit longer, and then we will close this episode. I started a little jar where I can put all of the cards I've pulled for episodes, so I don't get them all mixed up. Okay. Another one, level 1, passed. Also, I'm in like half of my work uniform. Like here up is ready for work, but I still have sweatpants and cozy socks on. I will change after this, but that's why my outfit looks so weird today. It's a very questionable outfit, I understand. Okay, next question. What feeling do you no longer have about yourself? I think the feeling I no longer have about myself is that I am lost. I used to think I was a pretty lost individual, and not just with like career. I definitely feel a lot more motivated and feel like I have a sense of purpose with doing this. Whether or not it becomes anything, I don't really care, because I really like pulling cards and just learning about myself on a deeper level. If it becomes something, awesome, but if not, it's okay. I feel even if like one person could get something out of just watching me yap, then great. But no, I think for a long time I felt like I was just like lost, and I had no sense of purpose and no direction. And I do think that over the years I've really come to know, like, no, like I'm pretty great and I will figure it out and it's all gonna be okay and I deserve to have a good life and have it filled with good people and experience great things and be able to take care of myself. For a long time, I don't think I ever thought that that was possible, that there would be longevity in it, like it would always be short-lived, like things would be good for a little while and it's like, well, this won't last forever, you know? Yeah. I do think that things are going to be okay. There's definitely a lot of things that I still need to work on. There's things in my life that I feel I'm like not thrilled about and want to fix that, want to change that. But I think the difference is the feeling I no longer have is that I can't fix it or there's no healthy end to this thing that I'm dealing with. I feel like I know that I'm capable and strong enough and deserve good things, you know? I deserve an abundant life because we all do. And that doesn't necessarily mean like financially abundant. It just means that it's filled with good people, good experiences, you know, just wholesome, good energy and joy and purpose and drive. So I don't really feel lost anymore. I definitely know that if I were to lose everybody in my life that I care about and I was outcasted again, I'm a lot more connected to myself. I know I've got me. I know that if I only had me, I'd be okay. I could take care of me. I'd be all right. Wouldn't be fun, but at the end of the day, I'm not lost anymore. I know what makes me happy. I know what makes me feel fulfilled. I know what makes me feel like I am living an abundant life. I know what makes me thrive. And I also know how to give that to myself. So yeah, I would say I don't feel lost anymore when it comes to just like right here, like in here, you know? So, oh God. Well, I dropped the card, so we're gonna end this now. Thanks for tuning in. Back home with me, back home with Pickles, back home on this couch. This blanket leaves an obscene amount of fuzzies on my clothes, and I primarily wear black, so I might need to switch up the blankie because this ain't it. I don't think this is it. But I'm gonna go to work now, and I will see you next time. I love you guys. Bye. Say bye, Pickles.